Okay, so in this first video, I'm going to answer how you do questions 1 through 10 on our quiz today for our review. So the first question that we kind of want off of this is just some basic information, like what is the vertex, and then also what is the axis of symmetry. So if you remember from before, most of us know the vertex is this point right here. So the vertex is equal to 1, 4. So that's my vertex. If you want to know what the axis of symmetry is, that's the line that cuts this thing in half, and so we just have to see where that's at. That looks like it's at 1. So my vertex is 1, 4, and my axis of symmetry is 1. So those two things are checked off. Now we can ask other questions that are good questions, like, where is this thing increasing at, or where is this thing decreasing at? So we'll look at that. So this thing would be increasing, or going up, from here all the way to that point there. So it's increasing from negative infinity all the way up, and we don't use the y value, we use this x value. So this x value is at 1. And this thing would be decreasing now, in this part that I'm going to color in blue, on this side. So that happens at 1 to positive infinity. We could also ask, instead of just asking where this thing is increasing or decreasing at, we could also ask where this thing is positive and where this thing is negative. So let's do that now. Let's ask the question where this thing is positive and where this thing is negative. So positive, negative. So if we look where it's positive, it looks like it's positive from here to here. And what we mean by positive is where it's above this axis. So it's positive from there to there. That looks like it's positive from -3 to 5. And if we want to look where this thing is negative at, it's negative when it's below this axis. So it's negative down here. So the two parts it's negative is right here and right here. So that looks like it's happening from negative infinity to -3, and from 5 to positive infinity. And again, the way you tell these brackets is if I can see the point, which I can see the point through -3 and 5, that's why I use brackets there. I put a bracket. If I can't see the point, then I use a parenthesis. So that's how we make a lot of those decisions. Okay, let's do the very, very last thing from question 3 to 10. So the last thing that we could do is we could write a line equation for this thing. And I'm going to put this in vertex form because I just think vertex form is the easiest way to write this in, or talk about its transformations. So let's say y equals x squared. So we first have to find this, which we know this is its slope. And again, you also want to go from this point to its first point down, which would be right here. So it looks like the slope of this thing goes down 1 and over 2. So the slope would be -1/2. Then we're going to look for its shift. So it's shifted 1 to the right. So we'd say -1 because it's always opposite for the x. And then it's shifted up 4, so +4. And this would be my equation right there. So again, when you make these decisions for your equation, the number in front of your parentheses is always your slope. The number that is helping you find your shift is that negative right there, and then +4 will tell you how far up. So these should really help you on questions 1 through 4 on 1 through 10 on how to do these basics.